Something wasn't right with my car. The driver's seat had been moved back slightly, and there was an empty Starbucks cup in the cup holder that wasn't mine. I'm Drake, and I always keep my car pristine. It's just who I am. But lately, these little things kept appearing, like breadcrumbs leading to a truth I wasn't ready to face. My wife Skylar had been borrowing my car more often lately, claiming her hybrid was having battery issues. It's more eco-friendly to share anyway, she'd said, with that smile that had made me fall for her 6 years ago. But now that smile felt different, practiced almost. I was working from home that Tuesday when she texted she'd be working late again. Third time this week. The fitness journey she'd started 3 months ago had become all-consuming. Personal training sessions, meal prep meetings, workout planning. Her trainer, Evan, had apparently become her guru in all things wellness. "Hey babe, probably won't be home until 8. Big project deadline," her text read. "No problem. Want me to save you some dinner?" "Already grabbed something. Don't wait up." I tried to focus on my engineering blueprints, but my mind kept drifting to the growing pile of small inconsistencies. The indoor gym shoes scattered in different spots every day. The new lingerie receipts. The way she'd angle her phone away when texting. At 9:30 p.m., my phone buzzed. A text from Skylar. "Last night was insane." My heart stopped. 10 seconds later, another message. "Oh God, wrong person." Was texting June about wedding plans. I sat there, staring at the screen. June, her sister, was getting married in 2 months. But June wasn't the type to text about insane nights. And that kiss emoji, Skylar only used that with me. Until now. "No worries," I typed back, my fingers trembling. "Get home safe." That night, I lay awake beside her, listening to her breathe. The woman I'd built my life around, who I'd planned to have children with, who'd convinced me to accept her father's generous $40,000 gift for our future house. She smelled different lately, a mix of her perfume and something else, someone else. The next morning, I made a decision. Instead of confronting her, instead of letting emotions drive me to make mistakes, I do what engineers do best, gather data. I ordered a discreet dashcam online. Top-rated, motion-activated, with crystal-clear night vision. It arrived 2 days later in anonymous packaging. "Going to the office today," I told Skylar that morning. "Might be late." Perfect timing. I have another evening session with Evan. We're really making progress. I installed the camera during my lunch break. It looked like any other GPS mount, hiding in plain sight. The memory card could record 48 hours of footage. That night, I sat in my home office, hands shaking as I connected the camera to my laptop. The footage started playing at 6:15 p.m. Skylar's overtime at work. There she was, pulling into the gym parking lot, but she didn't go inside. Instead, she waited, checking her makeup in the mirror. At 6:22, a muscular figure approached the car, Evan. He got in the passenger seat. They drove to a secluded spot behind the building. I closed the laptop. I didn't need to see more. Not yet. My chest felt hollow, like someone had scooped out everything inside me with an ice cream spoon. But underneath that emptiness, something else was growing. Something cold. Something calculated. This wouldn't be a confrontation. This would be so much more than that. The next week was hell. Every night, I'd watch more footage, each clip driving the knife deeper. The camera caught everything. Their kisses, their touches, the way she'd moan his name in my car. My car. The same one I'd driven us to our honeymoon in. "You've lost weight," Rachel said, dropping by my desk at work. She was one of the few co-workers I actually talked to. "And you look like you haven't slept in days." "I'm fine," I muttered, quickly minimizing the video window on my laptop. "No, you're not." She closed my office door. "I saw what you were watching. That was Skylar, wasn't it?" I nodded, too exhausted to lie. "Been going on for months, probably. The gym was just their cover." "What are you going to do?" "Nothing, not yet." I pulled out my journal. Pages filled with times, dates, locations. I'm documenting everything, building a case. Rachel leaned against my desk. "You're handling this surprisingly well." "Am I?" I laughed bitterly. "I haven't eaten a proper meal in days. Can't sleep without seeing them together, but I won't give her the satisfaction of seeing me break." My phone buzzed. Skylar. "Missing you. Thinking about planning a beach trip next month. Just me and you. Need time to reflect on us." "Reflect on us," Rachel read over my shoulder. "While she's..." while she's fucking her trainer in my car. Yeah. I showed Rachel yesterday's footage. They met 3 times this week, always after her supposed overtime shifts. Jesus, Rachel whispered. And now she's talking about a beach trip? It gets better. I pulled up another text. She's been hinting about wanting kids soon. Imagine if I hadn't found out. Rachel's face hardened. You need to destroy her. I will. I opened my journal again. But it has to be perfect, complete. She needs to lose everything she thinks is secure. That evening, Skylar came home glowing. Babe, Evan says I'm making amazing progress. My core strength is through the roof. I forced a smile. That's great, honey. I was thinking. She wrapped her arms around me from behind. Maybe we should start trying. For a baby. I feel ready now. The audacity made my stomach turn. Let's talk about it after your beach trip, I managed. You're the best. She kissed my cheek. I'm going to shower. Long workout today. Once the bathroom door closed, I checked the dashcam footage from today. Sure enough, there they were, in the back seat this time. Her workout had been thorough, all right. My phone lit up with a text from Rachel. You okay? No, but I will be. Want company? I've got whiskey and takeout. I glanced at the bathroom door, still closed. Rain check. Need to maintain normalcy. You're stronger than I'd be, Rachel replied. But don't let this eat you alive. We'll figure it out. Later that night, Skylar curled up next to me in bed. I love you, she whispered. Love you too, I said. The words tasting like ash in my mouth. She fell asleep quickly, peaceful and untroubled. I lay there, listening to her breathe, remembering how we used to be. 6 years of marriage, built on what I thought was trust and respect. Now every memory felt tainted, every moment questioned. My phone lit up one last time. Rachel, whatever you decide to do, I've got your back. No one deserves this shit. I looked at my sleeping wife, then back at the message. For the first time in days, I felt something other than pain. Purpose. This wouldn't be a simple divorce. This wouldn't be a quiet separation. This would be a reckoning, and I knew exactly where it would happen. The infidelity clause in your prenup is solid, my lawyer said, sliding the papers across his desk. Plus, her father's gift of $40,000 comes with clear stipulations about marriage dissolution due to unfaithfulness. I nodded, scanning the documents. And the video evidence, admissible, time-stamped, clear identification, matches her work calendar lies. He leaned back. You've done your homework, Drake. Back at the office, Rachel helped me organize the footage. We'd created a folder structure that would make an archivist proud. Dates, times, locations, all catalogued with military precision. Hold up, Rachel said, squinting at a text thread from Skylar's cloud backup. Who's Remington? My stomach dropped as I read the messages. Remington, one of the groomsmen in her sister's upcoming wedding. Their conversation was explicit, discussing a hookup from 2 weeks ago. You've got to be kidding me, I muttered. It wasn't just Evan. Rachel scrolled through more messages. Apparently not. Looks like they had a thing before. And recently, well, look at these. The screenshots showed everything. Hotel meetups, inside jokes, plans for the wedding weekend. This changes everything, Rachel said quietly. We need to update the presentation. I'd already decided June's wedding would be ground zero. Skylar had volunteered to handle the audiovisual setup, including a tribute video for the bride and maid of honor. The irony was almost poetic. My phone buzzed. Speaking of June, Drake, I'm so glad Skylar's handling the video stuff, but could you help? You're so much better with technology. I want it to be perfect. Of course, I replied. Anything for my favorite sister-in-law. Rachel raised an eyebrow. You're going to do it during the wedding. It's what she deserves. Public, permanent, impossible to spin. I pulled up the video timeline we'd been working on. First, we show the happy sister moments June wants. Then reality hits, Rachel finished. But are you sure? This will destroy her. She destroyed us first. I showed her the latest dashcam footage. Yesterday, she told me she wanted to start trying for a baby, while she's sleeping with 2 different men. Rachel's face hardened. Okay, let's make this perfect. We worked late into the night, editing footage, organizing screenshots, everything backed up in triplicate. Cloud storage, USB drives, Encrypted emails scheduled to send automatically. The next morning, Skylar's mother Fatima cornered me at their family brunch. "Drake, I'm worried about Skylar," she said, pulling me aside. "She seems tense, distant. Are you two having problems?" I smiled, thinking of the red envelope in my briefcase containing divorce papers and evidence. "Give it a few days, Fatima. Everything will become clear." Later, at the wedding rehearsal dinner, I watched Skylar work the room. She was radiant, playing the devoted sister role perfectly. Then Evan walked in. Apparently June's fiancé Henry had hired him as a personal trainer too. I saw their hands touch under the table during dinner. Saw the look they shared. In 2 days, everyone would see everything. "You okay?" Rachel whispered beside me. "Better than okay." I took a sip of wine. "Everything's ready?" She nodded. "Triple-checked the AV system. Backup plans for the backup plans. When it hits, it'll hit hard." Across the table, Skylar caught my eye and smiled sweetly. "Honey, don't forget we have that beach trip coming up. I've been looking at resorts." "Can't wait," I replied, raising my glass. "Here's to new beginnings." She had no idea how true those words would be. In 48 hours, her carefully constructed world would shatter like a mirror, showing her true reflection in every broken piece, and I would be there to watch it fall. "The video tribute should be about 15 minutes, June explained, showing me her wedding venue's media setup. "I want to surprise Skylar with old photos, you know? Show her how much she means to me. If she only knew." "Don't worry," I assured her. "I'll make it memorable." Rachel met me at the venue later that afternoon, carrying backup equipment. We had 2 hours to test everything. "Final version?" she asked, plugging in a USB drive. "Everything's timestamped. Photos first, then text, then..." I gestured to the screen where the dashcam footage was queued up. "The greatest hits." While we worked, I overheard Remington talking to Henry near the bar. "Man, I can't believe how perfect Skylar's been, handling all this wedding stuff. You're lucky to have her as a sister-in-law." My jaw clenched. Rachel touched my arm. "Easy," she whispered. "Soon." My phone buzzed. "Skylar, missing you. Can't wait for tomorrow." Then another text, clearly not meant for me. "Room 412, after rehearsal. Don't make me wait. Look at this," I showed Rachel. She's not even trying to hide it anymore. "What are you going to do?" I checked my watch. "Follow her." The rehearsal dinner dragged on, everyone playing their parts. Skylar gave a touching speech about sisterhood and love, wiping away fake tears. June hugged her. Their parents beamed. At 9:45, Skylar excused herself. "Wedding emergency. Need to check on the flowers." I waited 5 minutes, then followed. The hotel elevator showed she'd gone to the 4th floor. Room 412 was at the end of the hall. I didn't need to open the door. Their voices carried clearly enough. "God, I've missed you," Remington's voice. "These stolen moments." "Shh," Skylar giggled. "We have to be quick. Drake thinks I'm checking flowers." "When are you going to leave him?" A pause. "Soon. After the beach trip. I'll tell him I need space, that we've grown apart. He'll never suspect anything." I recorded everything on my phone, another piece for tomorrow's show. Rachel was waiting when I got back downstairs. "You okay?" "Perfect," I smiled. "Just got the finale for our video." Later that night, Skylar's father, Guillermo, pulled me aside. "Son, I want you to know how proud I am to have you in our family. That house fund money, best investment I ever made. I felt sick. This man had welcomed me like a son, given us a future. Tomorrow would break his heart too. Thank you, sir. Family means everything to me." Back home, Skylar was already in bed. "Come here," she murmured sleepily. "I've missed you." I lay down beside her, keeping my distance. "Big day tomorrow." "Huge," she agreed. June's so lucky to have found true love. I thought about the USB drives hidden in my jacket, the backup files, the divorce papers, the screenshots, the videos, everything ready to expose her lies. "True love," I echoed. "That's rare." "We have it too," she said, reaching for my hand. "I know I've been busy lately, but after the wedding, the beach trip, it'll be just us." Just us, and the memory card full of her moaning another man's name, and the hotel room recordings, and the text messages. My phone lit up. "Rachel, everything's set, no going back now." I looked at my sleeping wife one last time, Tomorrow, she'd learn what real consequences felt like. Tomorrow, her carefully constructed house of lies would collapse, and I'd be there to watch every moment of her fall from grace. Wedding day. The venue buzzed with activity as I helped set up the AV equipment, every movement deliberate, every connection double-checked. Everything good here. Skylar appeared behind me, looking stunning in her maid of honor dress. Need any help? I've got it covered, I said, thinking of the USB drive in my pocket. You should focus on June. She kissed my cheek. You're the best. I don't deserve you. Finally, something we agreed on. Rachel arrived early, disguised as additional venue staff. Backup drive is in place, she whispered, adjusting a microphone stand. Point of no return, Drake. I watched Skylar fuss over June's dress in the corner, remembering our own wedding day 6 years ago. She'd worn white, promised forever, looked at me like I was her everything. Now I wondered if she'd been lying even then. Drake, June called out, can you check the slideshow one more time? I want it to be perfect. I pulled up the decoy version, the one full of sister moments and childhood memories. Running smoothly, Guillermo approached, envelope in hand. Son, before things get busy, I wanted to give you this. Inside was a check for another $10,000. For your future family. Skylar mentioned you're trying soon. My throat tightened. That's very generous. You're the son I never had, he said, squeezing my shoulder. Take care of my little girl. Across the room, his little girl was texting someone, smiling that secret smile I'd grown to hate. Probably Evan, or Remington, or who knew who else. The ceremony started. I stood in the back, laptop ready, watching June walk down the aisle. Henry beamed at his bride. Real love, I thought. What Skylar and I used to have. If anyone has reason these two should not be wed, the priest began. Speak now, or forever. Hold your peace. Skylar shifted in her spot, probably thinking about Remington waiting in the wings. Their recent hotel encounter replayed in my mind. June's voice pulled me back. And now, a special tribute to my amazing sister, my maid of honor, my best friend. Drake helped put this together. Skylar blew me a kiss as she took her seat in the front row. Her parents sat proudly behind her. Evan lurked near the back. Remington fidgeted among the groomsmen. Perfect. I pressed play. The first few minutes went as expected. Childhood photos, sister moments, wedding preparations. Skylar wiped away tears. Then the screen flickered. A new title card appeared. The truth about love and loyalty. Skylar's smile froze. The dashcam footage started playing. Her and Evan in my car, unmistakable sounds filling the venue speakers. Screenshots of text messages flooded the screen. Times, dates, locations. Her words to Evan. Drake so clueless. Her messages to Remington. Just like old times. The room erupted in gasps. June's hands flew to her mouth. Guillermo stood up, then sat down heavily. Fatima clutched her pearls, face ash white. Skylar lunged for the screen. Turn it off. This can't. But wait, I said, my voice carrying through the silence. There's more. The hotel room audio played next, her voice clear as day. After the beach trip, I'll tell him I need space. I walked to the front, red envelope in hand. Speaking of space, Skylar, here's all the space you'll need. She stared at me, mascara running, as reality crashed down around her. But I wasn't done. Not even close. The worst was yet to come, and Remington was starting to look very, very nervous. If anyone objects to this union, the priest had said minutes earlier. Now the whole room was objecting, to everything. Drake, please, Skylar sobbed, reaching for the envelope. We can talk about this. Like you talked about our future, our plans for children. I stepped back. While you were sleeping with your trainer in my car. The footage continued playing. Hotel timestamps, GPS locations, every lie documented. June stood frozen at the altar, her perfect day shattered. Skylar, how could you? It's not what it looks like. Skylar spun around, desperate. Drake's twisting things. Am I? I nodded to Rachel, who switched to the audio clips. Skylar's voice filled the room. Drake's so boring, so predictable. After the beach trip, I'm done. Guillermo rose from his seat, face ashen. The house fund. Our gift. You were planning to leave. Daddy, no, The money had conditions, I cut in. Fidelity was one of them. It's all in here. I waved the envelope, along with divorce papers. Evan tried slipping out the back door. Rachel blocked his path. Stay. You're in the highlight reel too. Fatima grabbed Skylar's arm. How many men? Just watch, I said, as new footage played. The trainer was just the warm-up. Security camera footage from the hotel lobby showed Skylar entering room 412. Timestamp, last night. Then Remington, 5 minutes later. Henry's head snapped toward his groomsman. Rem, you too. Remington backed away, hands up. It was a mistake, man. 1 time. 3 times, I corrected. This week alone, the cameras don't lie. June collapsed into a chair, her white dress pooling around her. My wedding day. You ruined my wedding day. June, please. Skylar reached for her sister. Don't touch me, June screamed. You're supposed to be my maid of honor, my sister. How could you do this, today of all days? I opened the red envelope, removing the divorce papers. Sign them, now. Here? Skylar's voice cracked. In front of everyone? Seems fitting. You performed for everyone else. One last show. Guillermo stepped forward, pulling out his pen. Sign them, Skylar. You've done enough damage. Her hand shook as she scribbled her signature. Around us, guests whispered. Phones recorded. Social media exploded in real time. The house fund reverts to me, I said. The prenup's infidelity clause is clear. You get nothing. Fatima stood. Get out, both of you. She pointed at Evan, then Remington. All of you. You've destroyed enough. Drake, June called out softly. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Neither did I said. But now everyone does. Skylar made one last attempt, grabbing my arm. 6 years, Drake. 6 years means nothing. I pulled away. It meant everything, to me. I nodded to Rachel, who started the final clip. Skylar's voice again. Drake's just a stepping stone. Once I get what I need. The room watched as 6 years of marriage crumbled in 6 minutes of truth. When it ended, I walked to the door, stopping only to say, the beach trip's cancelled, but don't worry, you've got plenty of options for company. Behind me, chaos erupted. June crying, Guillermo shouting, Fatima praying, and Skylar finally facing the consequences of her actions. But I wasn't done, not yet, because Remington was hiding something bigger, and that revelation would be the final nail in Skylar's coffin. Wait, Henry's voice cut through the chaos. There's something else, isn't there, Rem? About last month's business trip. Remington's face went pale. Henry, don't. When you two disappeared for hours during the conference, Henry looked at Skylar, then back at his groomsman. That wasn't the first time, was it? I nodded to Rachel. She clicked play on the final video, security footage from a different hotel, dated 3 weeks ago. Skylar entering a conference room after hours, Remington following. You said you were meeting clients, Fatima screamed at her daughter. The clients were definitely satisfied, I said, pulling up their text thread. Want to read these out loud, Skylar? Or should I? June stood up, her wedding dress rustling. Read them, read everything. I want to know exactly who my sister is. The messages appeared on screen. Skylar to Remington. Been planning this since college. Remember that night before my wedding? The room went silent. Before your wedding? I turned to Skylar. 6 years ago? Remington broke first. It was just once back then. She said she had cold feet. Cold feet? Guillermo's voice shook. The night before you married Drake? More messages filled the screen. Years of hidden meetings, hotel rooms, conference coincidences. The beach trip wasn't just for reflection. Remington had booked an adjoining room. I gave you everything, I said quietly. Trust, love, a future. And you've been lying since before we said I do. Skylar crumpled to the floor, mascara streaking her face. Drake, please. No. June stepped forward. No more pleading, no more lies. She turned to the guests. I'm sorry, everyone. The wedding's off. I can't celebrate love while standing next to this much betrayal. Henry hugged his bride. We'll do it another time, somewhere else, without... He glared at Remington. The 40,000, Guillermo announced, goes to Drake. All of it. And Skylar? He looked at his daughter with disgust. Don't come home. Fatima grabbed the microphone. Drake, our family owes you an apology. We thought we knew our daughter. We were wrong. Skylar lunged for me one last time, but Rachel intercepted, slapping her with another document. Restraining order, Rachel said. Try anything, and you'll lose more than just money. You can't do this, Skylar screamed. This was my sister's wedding. Was, June corrected. Now it's your wake-up call. Get out, all of you. Evan, Remington, Skylar, leave. I watched as my soon-to-be ex-wife was escorted out, followed by her lovers. 6 years of marriage ended in 6 minutes of truth. Drake, Guillermo called out. Son, stay, please, you're still family. But I couldn't, not now. I headed for the door, Rachel following. What now? She asked outside. I looked at my phone, already buzzing with notifications. The videos had gone viral. Skylar's fitness influencer account was flooding with comments. Evan's gym had tagged him in a termination post. Remington's law firm would see everything by morning. Now, I smiled for the first time in weeks. Now I go home, to my house, the one her father paid for, the one she'll never set foot in again. Want company? I make a mean martini. Thanks, but no. I need to do something first. Later that night, I sat in my home office looking at our wedding photo. 6 years of lies, wrapped in white lace and promises. I took down the frame, replaced it with a new quote I'd had made. Justice isn't revenge, it's the restoration of rightful balance. My phone buzzed. A text from June. Thank you for saving me from having a liar as my maid of honor. Dinner soon. Finally, the truth had set everyone free. The video went viral faster than I expected. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing with notifications as the wedding footage spread across social media. Buzz wedding exposure was trending locally. You've got to see this, Rachel said, showing me her phone during our lunch break. Skylar's fitness Instagram account was hemorrhaging followers. Her latest sponsored post had been flooded with comments about infidelity and lies. Her supplement company dropped her, Rachel continued. They're scrubbing her from their website. I took a bite of my sandwich. First real meal I'd enjoyed in weeks. Evan's gym fired him too. Apparently sleeping with clients violates their ethics code. And Remington? Law firm put him on indefinite leave. Turns out they don't like their junior partners going viral for wedding scandals. My phone rang. June's number. I answered on speaker. Drake, Henry and I are redoing the wedding next month. Small ceremony, different venue. Will you come? Of course. Good, because... She paused. Mom and Dad want you to walk me down the aisle. Since, I'd be honored. After hanging up, Rachel raised an eyebrow. You're handling this well. The house is quiet now, peaceful. I showed her the papers I'd received that morning. Judge expedited the divorce. Given the evidence, Skylar didn't contest anything. Have you heard from her? She tried coming by the house yesterday. Security system caught her sitting in her car for hours. I pulled up the footage, just watching, probably remembering when she had a key. Drake? A familiar voice called from my office door. Guillermo stood there, looking older than I remembered. Sir, please come in. He sat heavily in the chair across from me. I sold the beach house, the one Skylar used to love as a child. Used the money to pay back your wedding costs. You didn't have to. Yes, I did. His eyes were tired but determined. My daughter betrayed not just you, but everything we taught her about honor. The least I can do is make things right. Rachel excused herself, leaving us alone. The 40,000, Guillermo continued. Keep it. Build something new, something honest. Thank you. I hesitated. Have you heard from her? She's staying with a cousin in Seattle, trying to rebuild her influencer career under a new name. He shook his head. Still doesn't understand that trust, once broken, can't be rebranded. After he left, I drove home to my quiet house. The emptiness no longer felt hollow. It felt like potential. My phone buzzed, a text from Skylar. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I need you to know I'm sorry. I started typing, deleted it, started again. Finally, you're right. You don't deserve forgiveness, but I deserve peace. Don't contact me again. Blocked number. Deleted thread. Rachel called as I was making dinner. Hey, some of us are grabbing drinks. Want to join? I looked around my kitchen. No more pretending to believe lies. No more sleepless nights wondering. Just clarity. You know what? Yes. But first, help me with something. Name it. I'm posting one last video. A message for anyone who's ever been betrayed. Later that night, I faced my camera. Trust your instincts, document everything, and never let anyone make you feel crazy for suspecting the truth. Sometimes the best revenge is simply exposing lies to light. I uploaded it, then grabbed my keys. The past was settled, the truth was known. And somewhere out there, karma was still teaching its lessons to a former fitness influencer, a disgraced trainer, and a suspended lawyer. But that wasn't my story anymore. My story was just beginning. And this time, I'd write it alone.